Operation Bazoom, Star Wars in the air. Mando and Grogu with vengeance they bear. From the streets to the screens, our culture ignites. Unleashing those collectibles, bringing them to life. When he talks about his bills, you can feel the spark. In the VVs, he's leaving his mark. Dropping out the knowledge, dropping gems, hear the crowd roar. Igor Avenue, rep, yo. We diving deep in the realm. Doctor Strange at the helm, got Brian from Igor Avenue. Yeah, he's running the realm, building spaces in the VeVeVerse. A visionary man, collecting art with a passion. Watch the master plan, from Master Pinhead. Harvest finest, no doubt. To Star Wars troopers, yeah, that's what it's all about. Bring some pods, zooming in. Mando and Grogu vibes. Digital collectible stacking, that's how the game survives. Yeah, welcome to the show, we breaking down the scenes. All things strange, living out our dreams. Doctor Strange at the mic, got the vision so vivid. Today we chillin' with Brian, created infinite. From Igor Avenue with magic made. Crafting builds in the VVs, he ain't never afraid. Let's talk about the canvases, the colors that he's chosen. Master Pinhead, horror love is frozen. He's dropping knowledge like jewels. Every word's got weight, collecting art like treasures. Man, ain't it great?
Let's go. Oh man. Oh man. What's going on, Strange Gang, VV Gang? Welcome back to the channel. It's your man, Dr. Strange. Man, all things strange, man. We are back from the block, and I got my fam with me, Brian from Igor Avenue Studios. What's going on, my brother? How's everything?
Oh man, it's so good. I really appreciate all this, man. I'm so excited to get into this.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. Oh man,
I appreciate you having me. I mean, you know, you've been doing this a long time. You're a big name in the space. Like, a lot of people respect you, and like, I'm just kind of getting started with doing this thing, and I really just appreciate the opportunity to talk with you about it.
Hey man, I appreciate you coming through. Yeah, you're right, man. A lot of people, especially with the VeVeVerse, you know, popping up, man. People are coming out the woodwork, you know, sharing all of their different talents. And, you know, there's even people that I've seen for years in different ways, you know, in live streams or just posting stuff. And then now that the VeVeVerse is here, you know, they're able to create content like and express themselves in a different way. So it's just crazy awesome to see, man. But how's everything been? How's your week been? How's your weekend going?
It's good, man. You know, no complaints. Made it through a long and strenuous work week and started out the weekend, you know, right, doing the podcast with you, you know. So I'm excited to get into it.
Hey man, I appreciate it, man. We definitely got to get into it, man. I guess we'll start off with the fundamentals, man. Tell us about Igor Avenue Studios, you know, just in general, before we get into to Brian, you know. Yeah, just let the people know, I guess, what the background is.
So yeah, it's a idea, kind of like a twisted Sesame Street, I guess. You know, the name comes from the young Frankenstein character, Igor or Igor, depending on which character he was talking to, you know, and he'd always say it's Igor, you know, but the spelling would throw people off. So kind of a spin on that, and want to do things that are kind of different, you know, as in terms of the collectibles, some things that are kind of edgy and, you know, not quite what you'd usually see. And also bring on some other artists and, you know, also get other people involved in getting their work up in the digital realm, because I think the digital realm actually defeats the physical realm in a lot of ways.
Interesting. Okay, so in what ways? Let's dive into it. Let's talk about it.
Well, like, you know, remember we had all those wildfires in LA, right?
Yes.
Like, yes. And so many art galleries were just torched, and so many pieces of art were lost. And like, I believe there will come a time potentially where some pieces of art are only preserved in the digital realm, and there won't be a physical version left of it. I just don't see computers and technology going away, provided there's not like some kind of worldwide catastrophe that ends all electricity, in which case we'll have bigger problems. But
Right.
barring that, I see digital as forever.
Yeah, I feel you. All right. It's pretty much like, I think about the ladies out there with the OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying, and that livelihood. Like, not that they can't get it on the physical level, but just saying like their whole existence sometimes is reliant on a website existing or the internet existing. And I just wonder, like, wow, if we lost, the internet, what would happen, to their income? But then I say, well, a lot of people's income, I guess, would be gone too. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just you got pick your niche, and I guess just pray. You know what I'm saying? That's what you can do. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm old enough to have seen the internet revolution. I was there when David Letterman was making fun of it, and we're right there in the middle of the next one right now, and that's all there is to it. Like this is the final ride. This is it. This is the chance for life-changing wealth. I believe is this adoption of cryptocurrency into mainstream life.
right. It's like it's all starting all over again, and you only get those windows of opportunity every so often,
Yeah,
and the money is made when there's the most doubt inside
for
of
sure.
that thing. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, man. Yeah, I was just sharing your Instagram page real quick, sharing that with the people. Make sure you go follow him at Igor Avenue on X. You're also on Instagram as well. Let
Yeah,
me
on Instagram is bcarter1010. I think I've got an Igor Avenue or Igor Avenue Instagram as well, but it's been a minute since I've touched that for sure.
okay.
It's the Igor Avenue project kind of started as an idea of like a physical collectible. We the idea of these buds, these weed figures,
Hmm.
um, and kind of has developed into like the idea of being able to put these paintings that you're looking at here, being able to put those up as, which I can't because they're technically copywritten. I can do the slash ones. Like there's ways around. I've consulted with AI about some of the stuff,
Right.
but gotta be real careful.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Stein, for instance, is a public. That's a public.
Yes. Because the
Uh,
copyright is lifted now, right?
exactly. Yeah. So that's public domain. So there's a lot of public domain things that you can get kind of creative with and have fun with.
Right.
Um, but as far as
So do they take umbrage to certain pieces they might say, "Oh, this has like a Funko,
there could
style."
be problems with Funko. There could be problems with, I don't know. There could be. I always try to think about worst case scenario. When I follow worst case scenario, it always is really bad. So
Right. Nah, yeah, that's the best way to go to me. All right, so let's dig into this right here, man. We got this Freddy Krueger piece. This is a head sculpt from Don England. I painted the head, built a shoulder structure, sculpted that to the head, painted that, built the base, added a lighting effect, and put together a custom articulated glove structure that you can pose. What? I love this piece, and what a great sculpt to get work off of. Man, this thing looks crazy.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. I've got that's actually it's over here, but that piece that Don England he sculpted that Freddy bust. So I got a blank resin piece, painted it, and then used there's a type of, it's kind of like a Sculpey, but it's for taxidermy, right? It's an air dry, it's a high quality air dry clay, epoxy sculpture, epoxy sculpt is the name of it, and use that to sculpt the entire torso using a foam bust, sculpting the head to that, and
Wow.
then put the whole thing together, put the and built the crate or the fire piece is built out of a like the box, the crates you get at Walmart, like the moving crates
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
It's one of
really.
those where I just cut a bunch of stuff out of it and made it, and then added foam to it to create that furnace.
Wow. That's wild, yo. That is wild. Real quick, let me check in with the chat, see what's going on. We got Chombo Fett in the house, and let's go, fam. We got John is in the house. Yo, doctor, we rating from Mainzy Spaces. What up, Mainzy?
What's up?
Oh, what's going on to the Spaces VV fan, man? Everybody out there, man. Appreciate you guys checking in. Maisie, thank you for the raid. Everybody, thank you for the raid, man. See my fam is in here. Unibonger, raid from Maisie Space. Let's go. Mass Murders, my man Raid. Let's go. Oh, we got Richard, aka Holy Frioli. Hola, what's going on, Richard? Yo, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you, Maisie, for the raid, man. Shout out everybody out there in Spaces. Miss y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here with Brian, Igor Ave Studios, which is more, it's a bigger vision than just Brian. You know what I'm saying? We got to dig into that, man. We don't want to get things misconstrued out here. We don't want there to be any mistakes. Right, Brian? So, real quick. Yeah, let's dive into that first. But we got to get into our head over here. Our head.
Which one?
Our
the Reagan piece.
Yeah, we gotta show them that too. We gotta show. Wait, is this the video one? Where's the video? Here you go. He walked around with it like, hey man, gotta bring it on set, you know. So this is you backstage. Or like showing up to the spot, or that was you coming from backstage, right?
Yeah, so there was the Tiny Post Theater invited me to be an artist there to showcase some work around Halloween. So went down to Savannah, Georgia, or to Tybee Island, and put some pieces there, and like some paintings and some sculpture pieces in there, just for like it was during, I think it was like the 40th or 50th anniversary of The Exorcist. I guess it's got to be 50th at this point. It was the 50th anniversary of The Exorcist, so they had me come down there and show some pieces.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
It was a really good time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and if you've never been there, that theater is amazing. Go to the Tiny Post Theater; it's lots of fun.
Man, I was in Georgia, all over Georgia, and did not know about this spot, man. But next time I go out there, I gotta check it out. It looks really nice. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Nice little quaint little spot. You know what I'm saying? It looks like one of those. Like, does it have a lot of history behind it? It's been there for a while.
Oh yeah. I think it's like one of the oldest theaters in like the United States. Like,
right.
It was burned down. It was used to film. There was an old like 80s serial killer film that was filmed within the burnt remains of this theater before it was rejuvenated.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And we watched that movie in that theater, the movie where you could see like, the burnt remains of the theater on screen, and you're looking around, just looking at the architecture going like, wow.
Right. Just blown away. Like, what is going on, man? Yeah, man. So, with Igor Avenue Studios, we were talking a little bit before about it, and you were saying how you don't want it to necessarily come off like it's just you, it's
right,
just Brian.
For sure. I mean, I envision probably within, a 5-year time frame where it's run almost completely by AI, like where I'm not even really a part of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, my design ideas and my design concepts and the things that are me will always be represented within the company. Like, I just want to represent what I think is cool. Like, that's the bottom line, is like, I want to represent artists' work and artists that I think are cool, music that I think is cool. And like, it could be AI or not, but it's going to be separated into those categories. So it'll be identified as like, this is human work, this is AI work. Judge them accordingly, right? I think we lose kind of track of, photography used to be this thing where you'd stick your head in the camera and you had like, do this whole, like a bulb would blow up and explode, and then you get a photo like 10 days later, however it worked, right? Now on your phone, you can just edit it, crop it, change the color, everything like that. And photography hasn't died. It's just gotten to where it's more accessible to people than it was before.
Right. No, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Good point. Man. So where else do I want to go with this, man? So the whole idea of Igor Ave Studios, when did that come about? Like, what year? During COVID?
I'd say it was, and like the idea has evolved throughout time. Like initially, the whole idea behind the company actually came after I came up with the idea for a product line called the Buds, which was basically, collectible weed inspired figures. So like you'd get Bubba Kush and Pineapple Express and Alaskan Thunderfuck and Mary Jane and Banana OG, and you'd get, and they come with their own like file card kind of display, and they got their like little identifiable bongs that kind of match their character and their name and whatnot. And that was the concept that kind of came up first, was the Buds. But then you couldn't launch the Buds without a company to launch them. And I kind of was like, well, what do I want this company to be? I want it to be strange. I want it to be different, kind of a twisted Sesame Street, maybe like a future line of figures I have in mind is called the Gories, where it'll just be like little cute figures that are dismembered in really realistic ways. Not sure if that'll ever come to fruition, but like that's another concept that I'm just to kind of give you an idea of where the company might be going with its collectible figures, right?
Okay. Yeah, I actually have found a clip on YouTube at one point. I was trying to find it again right now, but I can't do it. You know how it is when you're in real time trying
For
to do
sure.
stuff. But yeah, man, I was enjoying the concept. I took little clips from that to make my little intro video with. Hopefully you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did. Cool. It was very cool.
But yeah, man. So I guess
the Buds are now going to be turned from the idea of doing like a physical launch, like kind of became overwhelming because it was like the expense that went into it. I mean, like the cost, people don't understand. It's like almost $17 a figure to have it produced after you figure out the holding costs and shipping and everything else,
packaging,
right?
all of that. Yeah.
So now the transition is, the idea is move them into a digital, give them a digital loose figure, a digital packaged figure, an ability to 3D print the figure yourself, an ability to 3D print the figure through blockchain, through I forget the name of the company, but there's a company that'll allow you to 3D print items through blockchain and pay in crypto. And also get printable things from the figures. So like posters and the file cards and all that stuff would be printable, so that you could actually make the physical off of purchasing the digital NFT. That's the concept. So there's a lot to it, a lot of moving parts.
Wow. Yeah, man. We got to chop it up behind the scenes on that, because that's something I'm going to probably need myself to stay in tune with, man. But shout out old Millie. All the people from the spaces is up in here. VV Discord folks is up in here. What up, C Spill? Yeah, man. Everybody up in here real quick, man. I wanted to let you guys know, especially everybody that came through and is in the live chat right now. There is a VV supported giveaway going on right now on my channel. That goes for you too, Brian. Yes, for a random VV digital collectible. All you need to do to enter is go to my last video for Stacking and Slacking and leave a comment letting me know which cover out of the 5 is your favorite, I should say. So we got Shanks saying the ultra rare is the one. VV came through, said Taskmaster has arrived. That's correct. That's one of my favorite all-time characters. JP610, I think he won like 3 episodes ago. He said he's a fan of the comment. We got Mason in the house, likes the secret rare, of course. So yeah, man, I want everybody to enter, especially right now, because this giveaway has been open for 2 days now. So you know what I'm saying, I'm thinking about drawing the winner during this live stream, man. I'm thinking about doing it right now. Not right now, but at the end of the stream. So I'm gonna see, man. I want to give you guys time to enter. Let me throw a little like banner up or something over here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I never say that in my videos, so I'm trying to ingrain that in myself and become a YouTuber more now, stuff. So yeah, man. So yeah, we got that going on, man. Question for you. Where'd you grow up? Like, what was your childhood like? Like, what era are you like the 80s? Were you like 8, 9 years old in the 80s? Are you part of
I was yep. Basically exactly that. I was basically an 80s kid, like and so I think very fortunate in that grew up in this time where where you didn't know how these characters were made, you know? Like I think the mystery around growing up at that time where you didn't know how Superman flew and when Superman 1 was released, right?
Right.
You had no idea who Christopher Reeve was and couldn't do any research on him and wouldn't know anything about the film until you saw the first trailer, at the theater, I might add. Like,
Right. Right. True.
And there's a certain kind of beauty that comes from that. And there's also a beauty that comes from knowing everything too, and having an AI agent in your pocket that you can ask any question and know anything, right? So it's a real interesting time to be alive, because you get to kind of experience what it was like to have the mystery and also have all the solutions.
Very true, man. And you really had to work hard to get those solutions, man. I tell people all the time, I just grew up in it. Like the way I even methodically approach research on a topic is totally different than most people that were born anywhere after 1995 or so, or 97. If you were born anywhere around there, just the whole way you approach research is totally different than someone that grew up in our era, because we grew up with no internet. First of all, most households you walk into, they have a bookshelf, much less multiple. Everybody damn near had either the dictionary or Encyclopedia Britannica. That's number one. And then they would have the more expansive books. You got your books, your regular books, your novelty books. But in my house, it was like over the top stuff. My father had books like, Above and Top Secret and Behold the Pale Horse and Illuminati 666 and crazy, you know what I mean? All biblical works like Quran, Torah, the Bible, all this crazy stuff. And whether you're talking scholastically or even just any topic, man, you had to literally either go to the library and then know how to even work that with your dot decimals and all of that stuff, knowing how to get the books.
The Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You had to have an abacus.
Microfiche. You remember microfiche?
You said microfiche, bro. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was in X-Files, you know what I'm saying? Back in the days, right? Right? Yeah, we come from that Etch-a-Sketch era. Globes, you doing that reminded me of Shaking the Globes with the snow in it. All of that stuff, man. So yeah, man, I'm just over here playing the damn Stacking the Slacking video in the background. Don't know why, but I am. All right, so that's what happens there. I actually want to go back to that video because that's where I'm picking the winner from. What is YouTube doing? YouTube just does YouTube stuff. There it goes. No, now it's here. It's watching our video live now. YouTube is just on its own stuff, man. All right, now we're back to where we need to be, So yeah, man. But yeah, where when you grew up, I guess what state did you grow up in is the first question, and then
I was born in Michigan.
Okay.
Just outside of Detroit area, I guess would be the easiest way to say it. It was a very small town called Ortonville, and then went to school up at Northern Michigan University up in the UP, and went to school for art there, and got a lot of experience in digital work and a lot of experience in I majored in drawing and painting, graphic design, and electronic imaging, and so kind of got started there. I did have a piece in Macworld magazine that was shown at the Jacob K. Javits Center in New York. Just an electronic imaging piece that I entered in through the school competition or whatever. Was like, you can enter this, and I did, and I got a first place award, so that was kind of cool. But it gave you a lot of experience with showing and working with galleries, and ironing out concepts and trying to get better at being an artist, right?
Yeah, that's what it is, man. So when you were a kid growing up, right, were you like one of those kids on the BMX bike? Were you into collecting cards and comics, or not a collector, or how was your childhood?
I rode bikes probably just like you did, but I was also a collector. I G.I. Joe and Transformers and He-Man and Star Wars, and all that is my shit, man. those were the figures that I grew up with, and those are the heroes that I grew up with, right?
Right.
So yeah, so I, obviously when I went to college, it kind of changed. Like, you're supposed to become an adult, get rid of childish things. And I was like way into school, like past being in the dorms, where I found McFarlane Toys releasing the movie Maniacs, and I saw, Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface, and the bloody and the non-bloody packaging, and that was it for me, man. I was all in. Like, all of a sudden in college, I started buying things again.
Yeah, definitely hit by the bug again, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I was like, yeah, there's no way I can live without this Freddy. There's just no way.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, that's wild, man. So speaking of that, man, you mentioned Freddy. I'm guessing you were like me. You were, totally into those 80s horror movies,
Oh yeah,
even 70s. And then, the whole VHS era, bro. We had a bunch of B and level C movies and stuff that,
Laserdisc.
yeah, oh my God, Betamax, stop it. But like, all those movies that just nobody knew about, you just walk randomly into a video store and could always find something that you just never seen or heard. You're like, what the hell is
Absolutely.
this?
Yeah. No, those are the glory days, man. You just pick up a cover and read the back of it and be like, what do you think?
Right.
And that would be your night at Blockbuster, and you'd grab your candy and you go home.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying. They don't understand it's an experience, and that's part of getting out the house and interacting with each other, even in the store or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And just those things can create a memorable moment that two people will never forget for their whole lives. This is something funny to happen. You know what I'm saying? But
For
when we're
sure.
just over here in our own world, just clicking and buying stuff and just enjoying it in our own little bubble, it's not the same, man. A lot of stuff is just not. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Well, it's not the same, but I kind of like where it's going, and I think that
Yeah.
kind of brings us back around to digital stuff, man. Because, like,
Right.
it's I've got a bunch of physical collectibles, and about 4 or 5 people in my life have ever seen them. And like this digital stuff. I mean, the Job of the Hut video, 22,000 people either put eyes on that video for a long enough time for it to register. So,
Right.
like that's more than's ever looked at a single thing that I've ever owned in the
Right.
collectible realm, right?
Very
So if the
true.
idea is to share and have an experience and be part of something, like I don't see how physical could possibly ever be better than that.
No, it may not. I don't know if it's for me, I don't know if it'll ever really, for me, be a better or not better question because, again, you can share anything that you're speaking of, even on a physical level, just by videoing it, right? Or recording the
For
audio
sure.
of it, and then
For
still
sure.
sharing it through those mediums. And at the
Yep.
same time, me as the consumer of it, I'm never gonna feel your music as much as if you were right in front of me performing it. So it's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things you just won't experience and
Right.
certain things you will, depending on how you consume whatever the thing is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like watching a movie, right? Me and you could watch the same movie and have the same feelings about the movie, but when we really start digging into the experience, where it changes is, did you see it in the movies or did I watch it on my phone? Did
Oh
you
yeah.
watch it in the 3D ultimate experience in the movies, or did I watch it in the basic one just with my, in my seat?
All that changes
It's
everything for sure.
yeah. So
For
it's
sure.
really interesting. It's really
No,
interesting.
like even finding a song that you like, right? Like you can be in a certain scenario where you hear a song and you hate it, and you can be in a certain part of your life and you hear that same song again. You're like, you know what? I get that thing right now for some reason,
Oh,
right? Like
you ain't lying,
it's
man. It's like that with food. You know what I mean? There's so many things I eat now that I just could not even tolerate or think about eating most of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I try it again later on in life, and I'm like, damn, okay, I guess I see. All right. Your palate starts changing, your taste starts changing. It's a part of evolving, I guess, and just part of
yeah,
this life. You know what I'm saying?
for
But
sure.
um, yeah, because I was gonna ask, like, did you collect cards or comics and specific, were you
No, I
into
was
any
never a
specific
comic book
characters?
person. I was never into cards. And I don't even think I mean, like, I collected figures because I'd buy them and take them out of the package and put them on a shelf. And I just thought they
Yeah,
looked cool,
yeah.
like, so that's what I mean. Other than like when I got the bloody movie maniacs, I kept those in the package. But the ones that weren't bloody, I ripped that stuff up and I threw the packages away. Like those were on a shelf.
Right, right. So
And I had
you're more
no
of a
intention of
poser,
selling.
like you like posing your collectibles on
Yeah,
the
for
shelves and
sure.
all. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was just a dork, man. Like
Oh yeah.
but I liked playing, and I learned guitar eventually, and in college, like before I started collecting, or before I got back into collecting with the movie Maniacs, I learned a little bit of guitar, and so that kind of helped me stay kind of neutral. But like, if I didn't have guitar, I'd just be 100% dork, man. For sure.
Okay. So I was gonna ask about the whole guitar thing, man, and see, like, do you have it around anywhere so we can maybe take a little peek at it and see what you're working with? You know what I'm
I have
saying?
a few of them.
You got a few. Huh.
I've got a few. I've got several. Um, but this is my favorite that I use. This is my favorite that I play out with because it's carbon fiber. So once again, getting into that technology point, like if I had one of my wood guitars and I just hit it on my table like that, I'd be afraid. But this is carbon fiber, so it doesn't bother me.
Wow.
So I
Right.
can spill beer on it, and I can drop it, and I can do whatever, and it's never going to go out of tune or get messed up. So
Wow.
that's my
That's
work.
crazy.
That's my favorite.
I didn't even know they made carbon fiber guitars. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It's carbon fiber. It's called a Carbon Acoustics carbon fiber uh, guitar. Yeah.
Wow. So what style of music would you say you play? So like,
Um, the style of music I write, I would call it like trash folk
trash.
or
Yeah, 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 yeah.
trash folk or maybe like cow punk or something that mixes kind of a country feel with a maybe a heavy metal or a punk rock
Yes,
kind of
yes.
thing with a always with a punk rock vibe or ethic, at least hopefully, as long as I can, as long as I can keep it real. The moment I can't keep it real, I gotta stop playing. So
Exactly. Once you start not feeling it being authentic, you gotta let it go, man. Okay, because I wasn't sure if you were gonna pull out like, you know, the heavy metal style guitar or what you was gonna come with.
I mean, I got, this is my favorite right here. My electrics probably. This is a Schecter. Um, this is a Schecter style Telecaster, kind of in a real interesting finish. It's not quite gray. It's not quite brown. I don't know. It's a little different. Matte black pick guard, and yeah, just it's the Telecaster from hell. I say it's got that country twang, but add like fire to it or something. Like it's pretty rocking.
Wow.
And, this is a really cool one. This was my dad's guitar.
Oh wow.
This was my dad's guitar. This is a 1964 Silvertone, 1446. And
Wow.
it's
What year is that from again?
1964.
Wow.
I put all new electronics in it, had the frets redone, um, the neck straightened out. The whole thing's been gone through new tuning heads. Like
Wow.
this thing is, there's nothing original about this guitar. It's practically if you got one in really good shape, it'd be worth quite a bit. This
Right.
one was kind of in rough shape, so it's
Yeah.
got this big metal plate on the bottom, and
I
so I put
see.
a red button on it. This is the bad motherfucker button.
Right,
So
right. Yeah. Had to make it red, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. Relics from the past making it being pulled into the future. Bonger said that's dope. I totally agree, bro. That's crazy. Man, so would you say that being a collector from a young age contributed or contributes at all to you still collecting today, and like what you
Oh,
collect maybe?
yeah, I'd say absolutely. I mean, having especially those heartstrings, like those classic kind of licenses, right? Like Star Wars is going to be something that I always kind of am gonna love, and I'm gonna try to collect all the Star Wars, all the Star Wars figures like that. That I want to make sure I've got them all on VV at some point. I don't know when I'll be able
Hmm.
to do all that, but I want them all at some point.
Yes, yes. Are you like
Um,
me? Are you fiending for Leia and Chewie so that you could fully flush out your
well,
season
yeah, for
in
sure,
hand? Let me not leave
for
out
sure.
hand.
No, I want all of them. I want all of them. Well, thank you,
And
John.
if
Yeah, I
we
really appreciate
let
that,
me
man.
let
I
me
appreciate everybody's kind of checking out the guitars. That's cool. I
yes.
didn't know how that would go over, but we talked about it. You want to kind of see what that would, what people thought, and John really
Yeah,
appreciated
man.
it.
I'm telling you, man. That's why, I call my channel All Things Strange, is because at the end of the day, I don't want to be too pigeonholed into one thing. I know that the algorithms and YouTubes and all this stuff says, you should kind of stick to one type of content. And I pretty much have, but at least when I have guests on and I'm able to expand into other things, I want to do that fully because it's really hard to put a finger on me, bro. Like I earned the name
Right,
Doctor Strange. I didn't give myself that. My peers named me that. You know what I'm saying? It's for
right,
a reason. It's just because what I do is very calculated and surgical like a doctor, but then it's very different. That's where the strange part comes in. You know what I'm saying? And then, just growing up as, MCs and finding our way as young artists, um, people were just like, yo, they looked at me as like a dude that would probably be obscure, but extremely powerful. And that's what we always viewed kind of Doctor Strange as being. Like his comic books are weird. It has all these weird vernaculars in it and all these crazy words, and he's casting spells and saying all this stuff. And it just wasn't like the best read in the world, but we just knew he was a powerful character. That's all you needed to know.
right.
So it was good, but then it was almost disheartening to a way to see him be plucked out of obscurity and then thrusted into the spotlight the way he was. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of liked him being on the low and just low key like that. But he's getting his just due at the same time. He's
Right,
very
right.
strange, powerful guy, man. But yeah, man. So question is, when did you find VV and how?
Came across Vivi. I want to say it was like 2022, probably somewhere in there. I think is when I made my first purchase. So like, probably pretty well into. I think it was pretty well into the bear market. Like pretty well into it at that point. I mean, I was buying like I was DCA like basically I bought Thanos for like the gold Thanos for like $450, right?
Right,
And it's like down to 100 right now
right,
or whatever. Um, and I'm fine with that. Like I will DCA as I can. I will pick up another one hopefully as I can before the price shoots back up. But I'm kind of the opinion that we're on the verge at towards the end of this bull run where prices are going to probably go bananas. Um, Particularly, regardless of, I have my own opinions and things like that on this current administration. But regardless of where you stand, you cannot deny the impact that that's going to have on cryptocurrency and NFTs.
mm-hmm.
So I think to be blind to that, regardless of where you lie, would be
Right.
kind of ignorant.
You're like politics aside. I'm trying to get this bread.
Well, you know, yeah, I mean, there's certain things that I'm invested in for sure that I look at as more of a long term,
Right,
or short term monetary gain or long term monetary gain.
right.
But like my Elmon X NFTs, like I don't see my I can't see myself selling a Starry Night. Like
Right,
I don't see myself selling it. I see myself moving it to my son.
right, right. Nah, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, a lot of this stuff, I'm starting to frame it and shape it like it could, it may or may not flush out my full vision of what things could be. may not even happen in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? It may or may not. But at the same time, technology has a way of moving so fast and folding over itself so fast that it is possible.
Oh,
Um,
things, bizarre
and
things that are impossible.
yeah, because what happens is like copyright and licensing and um, patent issues aside, once technology is able to be kind of mass duplicated and becomes cheaper, that's where the mass adoption comes in. And like these glasses I have right now, these are not just regular sunglasses, these are Bluetooth enabled, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
they're not even expensive. You know what I'm saying? I paid less than $15 for these. You know what I mean? But some people out there, they're going to CVS and be just on the fly trying to find some damn sunglasses real quick or go on a gas station and might still spend $10, $15 and not have any technology built into their shades. And then someone else could go and buy these and then spend $50 for them. So it's all types of things going on in between the pricing, right, of the market. But we need to get to a point where you can shop around and get a Vision Pro or a Meta Quest or a knockoff of it, but it's still held at a certain standard, like how Android phones or certain phones, it's like just a certain standard to where everything should pretty much work on it,
Yeah,
It
for
may not
sure.
have all the
For sure.
features, but so once we get there, then like I was telling people the other day in the space, like I've seen this company, they developed basically something that's like the equivalent of a band-aid or like a little strip that you could put on your hands, and it basically allows you to feel all the objects that are in the 3D space.
Oh no, yeah, I've seen the tactile gloves, the tactile sensation gloves. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and these ain't even gloves. No, it's literally a band-aid strip that you
Oh
can put on your
wow.
palm. Yeah,
Oh,
and
no kidding.
because what it does is it penetrates like a very, very thin layer of your skin, but enough to where it could still I guess connect to your nerves, or the vibrations of it could be felt, enough to where you could feel objects.
That's
Wow.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So that could extend to like a whole hand pad, maybe. I don't know if they're saying you only feel it in your palm, but they basically said they could feel everything through it. But yeah, it's happening so fast that it's like O'Malley kind of says, like anybody who says definitively they know what's gonna happen is a liar. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't. Man. You
For
don't.
sure. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen. For
Totally
sure.
agree with that, man. And yeah, again, man, this particular uh show right now is not sponsored by Vivi, but there is a Vivi supporter giveaway going on right now on my channel, this same current channel. It's on. Go on to the live streams of videos, and you will see Stacking the Slack in there, and just leave a comment on your favorite of the covers. And I thought I was presenting my screen, but I'm not. So it's all good. But now we are. And yeah, so you'll see this right here. And you're just going to leave a comment on your favorite cover, because at the end of this stream, I am going to do a giveaway. Brian, I hope you enter too, because that would be awesome if you won a collectible during the stream.
I don't think I'm going to be able to enter because I got to log into YouTube and a different browser. And
Oh,
there's just things, man.
yeah, yeah. I know how it is. You're stuck. We're kind of stuck, right?
Yeah.
Man, only other way is like maybe if you use your phone or something, maybe.
Yeah. You
I don't know.
know, it's all right.
So
I
good, so
appreciate it
good,
very
man.
much.
So good. Yeah, man. But I appreciate you either way, you know what I'm saying? But listen, man, reality is your name started catching fire, on X at one point. And it's mainly because of the work that you've been putting in the VeVeVerse, man. How long have you been in the VeVeVerse? Well, we could even rewind the tape and maybe get into other things that led up to that point. Like, did you have any other experiences in building in CAD or Fortnite even, or somewhere else that you feel led up to you getting in the VeVeVerse and feeling kind of like okay, or like you know what you're doing somewhat?
I had some very rudimentary training in like some 3D modeling in college, just enough to do like I wanted to do a Nine Inch Nails video one time. It had a Nine Inch Nails video that rotated around, right? So it's basically three letters that did a rotation, and I filmed that video and exported that as a thing. Other than that, I had no experience in 3D modeling whatsoever. When I came up with the idea for the buds, I actually sculpted them in clay because that's what I like to work with. It's typically just working with clay. That's how I sculpted the Reagan bust, and that's how I sculpted the pinhead mask, and that's how I sculpted all the buds, was doing it in clay. But the buds, being that they were going to go into production, needed to have a much higher level of detail and symmetry and, just all the things that you need from a professional product, right? So I hired a 3D modeler named 3D Sam, and we worked together. He was in the UK, and we worked together on the buds. So I got to art direct that and kind of say like, hey, I don't like this texture. I want to change this. I want this shape, whatever.
Right.
Went through all of that, and eventually wanted to do the digital versions of the buds. I didn't want to pay him any more money. So I've started to learn how to manipulate those figures and work on those and paint those and get the file size down and kind of navigate that 3D space a little bit. And then I put those into an on cyber gallery just to kind of see how all that went together to kind of mess with, an earlier version of VeVeVerse that's kind of around right now where you can put your NFTs in if they're 3D models or whatever. So I put those in on cyber with some other things, just kind of doing some tests there. And then the VeVeVerse was released, and it was very familiar to me. It was very, it was very much like and I played with the McFarlane gallery as well. I'm pretty into the McFarlane digital collectible space. They haven't released anything in a bit, but I still keep my eye on there, of course. So navigating those 3D spaces, placing objects, moving them, scaling them, doing those kinds of things. Then when the VeVeVerse was released, I felt Collector's Gone Digital, of course. I watched all of his content. My Collectibles, I watched all of his content as well when he was doing a lot more content. And not so involved with the VV aspect. But, My Collectibles, of course, all his tutorials on how the VeVeVerse was going to work and what to be prepared for. I was like, yeah, man, I've got all these textures. I got all this stuff. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get there. And I can't use any of that right now, right? Like, I've got all this stuff that's just like my textures, my skyboxes, my ideas that I can't use. So I'm stuck with the basic tools because I don't have like a premium account or anything. I just got a basic account.
Yeah. So you weren't a beta tester or anything like that?
No, I didn't get to be a beta tester. I wish I could have been, but frankly, I wasn't. I'm not somebody that really likes social media that much. I don't like. I really, I kind of feel like it's not really my generation's thing. Like it's kind of the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do find this interesting and exciting and a unique kind of art form. Like I feel like I'm doing art with IP that I've always loved, and trying to create something that's still creative and different and unique, and using things maybe differently than some other people do.
Right.
And that to me is it's relaxing and it's fun, and it's been huge amount of therapy for me. Like to not have to have something that was enjoyable to do with art that's not quite as tedious as music, right? Like with music, you're playing a guitar part, you play it over and over, and then all of a sudden, you're messing it up, and then
right.
So, with this, I can so easily fix anything that I don't like or don't like visually or aesthetically. It's just relaxing.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to that point in the VeVeVerse where I actually feel relaxed. I'm still in a point where I feel frustrated because I'm at that point where like I see something and I know what I want it to be or do, but it's just not working with me, or I may not know how to make it execute, but I know what I want. It's just a matter of, you know what I'm saying? So would you consider yourself, because you know how it's like me, I have a couple of spaces done and stuff. We might dive into some of my spaces. We're definitely going to hop into some of yours in a minute. But do you consider yourself like a builder that, how should I say, like builds from the ground up and likes to work with shapes and textures a lot? Or is it more that you like to work with the prefab spaces and just build them out, or make scenes? Or do you like to just kind of manipulate collectibles, kind of like Worldaholics, where they just, expand them so big or flip them and turn them to where you're like, what is that? Like, that's not a text. That's not an object. What is that? Like,
I enjoy working all of that stuff together and however aesthetically works best for what I'm trying to do with the piece. Right. Because like you can, I've got a new idea for an alien diorama that I'm going to build next, and it's a pretty simple concept. There's nothing, there's nothing crazy about it. It's going to be pretty simple layout. It's not going to take a long time to build, but I think it'll be cool. And like that's the bottom line is like, is it cool? Like, is it, if it's just a photograph of one NFT, right, or one digital collectible, is it cool, right?
Mm,
Like that's basically how I judge it. I mean, of course, I know the psychological aspects of art. What
right.
discontinuity is, how to change attitude, direction, all the things you need to know about hue and saturation, how things work, and
The
blah blah blah
contrast.
blah. Right? But at the end of the day, it's basically, does it look kick ass or not?
That's right. Is it fire or not? That's it. You know what I'm saying? Right. However, whatever it took to get there, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. So you mentioned something called open verse.
On
Right?
cyber, on
On
cyber,
cyber, sorry, yeah. Where the
yeah,
hell did I get open verse from? I don't know what the hell that even is. I might have made up something just now. Yeah, on cyber. I don't know if you could share your screen, but I would
yeah.
definitely like us to go on a tour of that with you, possible,
Let's
man. I
see.
want to know what this is all about.
Can you see that?
Nothing yet.
Yeah. Let's see here. Select window. Oh, there we go. I got it. How about now?
Yep.
Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll kind of guide you through what we're looking at here. So this is my OnCyber gallery, built on a website called oncyber.io. This is an Atari NFT actually that I built mine in. There's four of these that Atari sells. There's a garage. There's this main game room here, and let me get out of let me do this mode here.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're in first person,
Yeah, I'm changing the view right now.
third person, right? So it's very it's I guess similar vibe to VeVeVerse Spatial where you could go first person or see yourself mode.
Yeah, you can change those things. There we go. Sorry, it's gonna load. I had to change it a little
Oh,
bit there.
yeah, we all know about loading. So I think everyone here expects a little loading to go on. Oh,
Yeah, so
that's sick.
there's my little guy.
Now is that like unique to you or is that like oh wow, yeah, it is. It says Igor Ave. That's crazy. How do you do that? So I guess I
So
got to know a little bit of 3D stuff to pull up this level of avatar.
no, I think it was real easy to do. Like I think that was, if I remember right, like that was super easy to do. Like I just added a photo to the character. Like it was really easy.
Wow, that's
All right, I
wild.
just went back to first person here so we can kind of see a little better. So these are the buds. These are the 3D models of the buds. Um,
Wow.
there's the poster of them, and this is Banana OG with Biggie B, Alaskan Thunderfuck with Claw, Mary Jane with MJ, Bubba Kush with Junior, and Pineapple Express with Red.
That is fire.
There's
What?
the Igor Avenue Studio street sign.
Wow.
Um, this is a Megadeth officially licensed NFT, just so in case anybody's wondering.
Sick.
These are my paintings that I framed and brought in, just kind of doing a test right now until figure out how to release them.
Wow. Yeah, those are the same things we saw on your IG. And those look
Yep,
like Elmon X pieces or something, right?
yep. Elmon X wall,
What?
another Elmon X piece, uh, Elmon X stuff again.
So how are you able to have like multiple Igor Ave signs? And is this like a 3D like a 3D thing you made in another environment and then ported over? Or
No, so the like I say, I kind of bought the Atari. I mean, I'd messed with another gallery they had, but the Atari, the licensed Atari rooms were relatively inexpensive, so I picked those up. And I like there's a few like I can do this portal here. Right here's the packaged Bud figure, by the way. Let me see if I can get through here. This is the packaged Bud figure. So this is what the back of the card looks like. Kind of
wow.
like a Transformers and GI Joe combination, where you got the Transformers, you know, kind of how it relaxed, sleepy, happy, euphoric, and then the GI Joe file card.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow. You can see the clear packaging and everything. It's crazy.
yeah, that's those there. And then these are the Elmon X bust. These are McFarlane digital dragons. These are the Hiroko dolls, which I just thought those were so cool. I just had to pick them up.
Now, how is that playing? Is it just that you're able to import MP4 files, or what's going
Yeah, it's
on?
just a video. Yep, exactly. You can play videos in here. Here's a video of the Atari space, not decorated. Just so you can see what's all part of the Atari room.
Wow. So are those games playable, or they're just like display pieces?
They are just display pieces for now. I would not be surprised if Atari were to update this and make it work.
Mm,
I
my
would
God.
not be surprised.
My man VV Wheels is in the house. Yo, Wheels, Unibonger, everybody. John, go to my last video. Click off the live stream for a second. Enter the VV supporter giveaway going on right now for a random VV digital collectible comic book, man. It's on Stack in the Slack in the last video. Go over there. Enter. Wow, he even got the little pink flamingo in the pool, yo. What's going
Yeah,
on?
so
He got
this is
cute.
jacuzzi room.
What? So how long does it take to like in comparison to a VeVeVerse space? How would you compare the amount of time it takes to make something like this?
Well, just like when you get a pre-made VV, like the warehouse or like the sky, you know, the Sky Vault or whatever, they're pre-made places, right? That you can decorate. That's kind of what these Atari rooms are. Is they're just pre-made Atari rooms that you can decorate.
All right. How much of that is prefab though? Is it like the tubing of the lights, or just the
Oh
basic
yeah, yep,
only, or
yep.
you
Only
get a
thing that's like only the Buds materials is what I put in here, other than like these
oh,
Elmon X pieces right here. These are two
right,
Elmon X pieces.
right.
But everything else, if it's not Buds or Igor, other than the two Elmon X, was put in here by Atari.
So from what you can figure out from the situation, I guess is how I would say it. What do you think is allowing it to be able to import Elmont X pieces in here?
Because they're it has the on Cyber has the option to import NFTs. So you just basically connect your wallet. So if your wallet has an NFT in it,
Oh wow,
and you can display it in there.
wow, that's
So
crazy.
it's got this garage that I really haven't done much with.
Does the car
Um,
come with it? The car, all this stuff comes with it, or is
yeah.
it interesting?
So that's primarily that's the whole on Cyber thing there.
Wow, that is fire, man. Appreciate you sharing that with us. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I appreciate you asking me to. I mean, I've been working on it for a while and haven't really just, you know, these projects, they just keep going. You know, I've got a work life and then I'm trying to do some of this stuff in my spare life, and there's not much spare life left at this point. Like
Exactly, man. And
just
people hit me
exhausted.
up and think like I'm doing nothing. I'm like, bro, I wish I was doing nothing. Them days is over. The way my brain is, I'm always on to the next thing, and I'm always either trying to learn something or execute something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? One of the two is happening a lot. So yeah, man. Again, I appreciate you sharing that. I probably would have not known about that otherwise. So hopefully some other people found something new they could tap in with as well. You know what I'm saying? Man, there's so many things that came to mind that I gotta talk to you about, but I'm like, it wouldn't even make sense to talk about on this show because nobody would care. So we'll definitely chop it up behind the scenes. So
Right
but
on.
yeah, man. So I guess you've built a matter what a couple of spaces, man, in only a couple of months now, man. Because we've only had the VeVeVerse about 2 months.
Something like that. I think Um, I built the DeLorean garage first because it was just using the warehouse, and just throwing a bunch of cars in there and trying to organize that space and make it look cool. And then I think the next space I built was the Jabba the Hutt space, and the Jabba's Palace space, and that space got a lot of attention. And then afterwards, I built a Marvel castle, and then I just kind of go in there, and every now and then I just go in there and hey, Big A, how you doing? Just go in there and try to start piecing something together. If I'm feeling like I want to do something creative, but I really don't want to work too hard, I'm going to go in the VeVeVerse.
Right. It's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling. I'm just struggling with time in life to where I can go in there with a clear conscience and not be in there like, okay, you only got a half an hour because we got to shift gears to doing this, and like,
right. Sure.
I'm just trying to knock so many things out, but new things keep popping up. But I'm just trying to still figure it out, man. I got to make some time and some space for this to happen, man. But what's a good space we should hop into first, man?
Let's do the laser gallery first. That's actually my newest piece, is the laser gallery.
Okay.
And it's to kind of preface, like, this room was going to be an experiment with material. I was just going to go in here and just start selecting materials and adjusting them with every parameter I could get on the spectrum and just see how they changed, right? And so that's kind of how this started. And then once I got this material adjustment, which is basically like it's basically the metal crosshatch texture, like the kind of like the chain link or whatever, with a few technical parameters, like the numeric parameters change to make a more straight line, to make it more linear. Yes. And then with two different hues selected for a glow and for an internal color. So that's how a lot of this was created, was to give that, like, I forget, I think it was Jano Collects that asked me, like, if I was using something external, like a camera or something like that, or Photoshop or something to do it. But it was all done in the VeVeVerse using that material and just kind of stretched it out, making it look a little more bizarre. So that's kind of where this one started. And I just started throwing pieces in it just to see what I could build.
Okay. I did get the 2 GB warning, so I was trying to let it load up a little bit before I started looking around, but I don't want people getting too bored. But let's start checking it out, man. Let's start checking. I ain't gonna walk around and stuff too quickly, but man. Oh, and my settings aren't even turned up, so it's gonna look even crazier. What you gonna say?
That's all. That's the alien. That's my alien diorama that I put together. As far as like if I could arrange something like that with all the pieces together, I thought that was a cool kind of arrangement.
Right. I was gonna ask about that. Is you kept mentioning dioramas. Is that kind of how you envision or would label what you do? Is kind of making your own dioramas? Because I know some people like to say they build worlds. You know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah, I really try to build I try to think about that single photograph, or that thing that just kind of generally looks, is an interesting visual. I guess that's the number one thing.
To say the least. Oh, Brian, we need the vehicle from Aliens, man. We need all the troops, man. I need my girl with the headband. You know what I'm saying? You got me hyped now, man. You got me
Aliens. Horror is my favorite genre. So the Alien franchise, to me, like, I'm just gonna keep buying Aliens. Like, people keep dropping the price down, I'm gonna keep buying them.
Exactly, bro.
You never have enough eggs, man.
I need the eggs, man. That's what I need. I need all. I only got the Xenomorph. Oh, this is sick how you did this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's crazy. Yes, you don't want to come down the hallway the other way, man. That's scary. Hold on. We gotta do it. We're gonna do it. We gotta go for the experience. Oh, I see here. Okay, so is this actual steps though right here? Like, which way are we supposed to go in? The other way, right?
there's no way to actually go in. It's just well, I mean, like you could go in because it's a
Yeah, you
computer.
could, of course. You know, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
in.
like the idea was to set it up as like, if you own these things in kind of life-size scenarios and had a place to display them, like what would be the best way to kind of organize that?
Right, right. I like that. I like that. Okay, so we're perusing around a little bit over here. We got a sentinel. Looks like he's locked up and about to come out or something.
Yeah, no, it's just I like the lines. I just look at the lines as like just visual
Yeah,
elements, just
yeah.
discontinuities and change in direction and shape. And that's kind of how I approach what I'm doing. I try to think about it like that first, I think.
Yeah, this is very interesting right here because I don't know of any like objects off the top of my head that look like this.
Right.
So
It's just a spear with that metal. You see the metal texture in there? Like go see the metal texture on see the ribbing on there?
yes,
That's that metal texture. Like what I'm talking about. Like if
yeah,
you selected that material before, that material.
yeah.
And it's just that material changing some numbers, here and there. And I can't remember exactly what I did, but eventually it made
Right.
that shape.
Wow. But I mean, all of this, where it's looking like an interweaving and all, like, what is that? Like,
It
what
just
makes?
happened. Just happy accident.
Oh man, yeah, we got to spend a couple minutes in the VeVeVerse together, bro. I gotta see what you be doing over there. You know what I'm saying? You be doing some things, man. It's crazy. All right, I like this. Got a couple comics in here popping off. Oh, we got another diorama scene going on. Punisher.
Yeah. Put the Punisher in there.
Yeah, you gotta have a girl.
The Vampirella comics, I love those. I want all of them.
Yeah, I really like how these lights, make the scene pop.
Yeah, it's very John Wickish,
And this right here is the prefabricated space.
Yeah, this is the warehouse. I unlocked the warehouse. I painted it all with a metal texture and kind of some blacks and grays and matte blacks and whatnot, and the yellow beam, of course.
Right, because I remember a lot of people saying like, "Oh, you can't change this, you can't change that." But in my mind, I was saying, "Well, can't I just put like a false wall in front of that wall?
For sure, absolutely.
Texturize that,
Yep. I want to try to figure out a way to blow out the wall on the side and have the Galactus diorama go outside of the building.
I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
That's why I put that tesseract there as kind of like a reminder of what I was, kind of thinking.
Right, right.
Taking the wall out and have it go out that other way.
Love it. Oh, we got the Chucky side of things. Right.
Yeah, I love the horror stuff. So, I keep seeing these Chuckies at $2 or $3. I just keep swiping them, whenever I can.
Oh man.
I want as many boxes of them as I can get.
Exactly. This is the main thing I love about the VeVeVerse is like you can make something small and still shoot videos and it look big. You know what I mean? Like just by how you're shooting the video.
Yeah, for sure.
It's made my life like, oh man. It's so crazy now. Yeah, this is a piece, man. This Galactus, I really, really wanted this. I didn't go as hard for this drop as I really wanted to, man. I didn't even because I didn't want to burn my surfer, and then I just wasn't sure stuff, so I just kind of fell back.
I just love the Galactus pieces. I think all of them are amazing, and that
All
seed
of them are good.
just blows my mind.
This one takes the cake, though, man. This is sick.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with my Galactus I got off the market, though. You know what I'm saying? Got a little something. As long as you got one, you're good, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You're good.
That's right. So yeah, that's pretty much what's in there. But that's kind of the laser light gallery, I guess is what I'm calling it.
Yeah, I like it. We're gonna go check out another one real quick. Let me just check in on the chat because I'm over here running around in the VeVeVerse FM. What's up, bro? Hits with the eyes. All right, where you want to go to next? We got the Lagoon, Warehouse.
Oh,
We did Laser Gallery, Marvel Room.
do the Star Wars. Go scroll up there. The Star Wars. I think the one that see. I think you can only see Star Wars SP, and I don't have a photo for it yet. Go ahead and grab that one there. While that loads, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back.
You got it. Yeah, man. So how's everybody in the chat feeling, man? We got Mother's Day tomorrow coming up. What are you guys doing? Man, I'm gonna be just hanging out, man, as usual. We got Webby weekends tomorrow at, man, forgive me, it's either 3 or 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. So on Spaces. Be sure to check us out. Let me get back into VeVeVerse. Just couldn't load up. You know. Yeah, man. It's definitely been awesome, going to all you guys different spaces that you guys have been building. I've been learning a lot, you know. We always got the loud ass Nostromos gassing up in the beginning of the space when you get in there. But yeah, man, all you guys, man, I'm just learning from y'all, to be honest, bro. You know, all of this stuff is just amazing. Creativity being pulled out day by day in the community, man. I love it. You know. But yeah, man, I'm hyped to see this because, we got to see his original Star Wars space, that post blew up. I think he said 25,000 or something crazy.
It's 22,000 last time I checked. It was insane.
22K.
Absolutely. 22,000 views. That was insane. Absolutely.
Right. So now, we're about to venture into a whole new Star Wars space, man. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, as you can hear, I used the Nostromo corridor once again in this Star Wars build.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite pieces. Love that Nostromo corridor. And so the idea was to create a Star Wars gallery where it felt kind of old and kind of used and felt, like Star Warsy, kind of futuristic, and also feel like something that you could walk through and see things. So that was kind of the idea behind the build, is how do you put spaceships and comic books and Rancor monsters and still figures and moving figures and all that kind of stuff together in one spot.
Right. Yeah, it's sick, man. And I see what you mean, where it's like, smash together a little bit of ground up building with, some things they already give us. And you just pull it all together, man.
Yep.
I mean, detail on the Rancor is insane. My settings are just on like normal, just because I'm running, StreamYard 2. I don't want to run the risk.
Yeah, you're streaming. You got VV going. Like, yeah, you got to be easy on your CPU. Made him mad.
Got him animating, wilding out on me. Let's see.
Yeah, this one has a lot in it, and I keep going, and I should stop. I haven't been able to get. It's not great to film. Like it's pretty CPU intensive.
Oh yeah. The thing is though, no matter how intense the build is, if you just give it time to actually load up, it's not really that bad. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the times you just gotta give it that time.
Yeah.
But me being so eager, I just want to get in, you know what I'm saying? But it's getting there, it's getting smoother.
See, I built this little scout trooper diorama, put some, like a metal circle around it, tried to make it look like water flowing up. I used the Assassin's Creed base to kind of give it that kind of swampy water look around the tree.
Man, yeah, it goes good with the speeder bike. It's perfect. The tree. The this is from Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, love it. And now this ship right here. Which one is this from? Star Trek, technically.
No, that's the side. I think it's pronounced from. It's
Battlestar.
Kylo Ren's ship.
Oh, what? I didn't even.
It's in the Darth Vader TIE Fighter drop. Blind
Oh,
box.
shoot, that's right, man. Damn, I forgot we got like the traditional TIE Fighter too, like we did. Man. Oh man, forgot about that.
Yeah,
I wanna get that new TIE Fighter though, the one that's on Andor.
I have
Wait,
not seen Andor. I don't have Disney Plus, and it's killing me. Like I want to see Andor
what?
so bad.
Bro, we gonna talk behind the scenes, man. I don't got no Disney Plus neither, but I'm watching everything, bro. I don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. We gonna talk behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? I got you.
Right.
We're gonna be watching that tonight, D. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh man, you gonna be up all night watching these series. I gotta catch up too because they started dropping episodes 3 at a time, and I didn't know that. And I just got busy lifing. Oh man, I like how you use the because I know what this is because you told me what this collectible is. So I
Yeah.
like how you
Let's
use
save
that.
it till we get to the. Let's save it till we get to the
Yeah,
droid dial.
yeah. We ain't gonna tell them what it is yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
But I like how you use that as a stand. I see what you did.
You can guess in the comments what the name of the
Yeah,
droid is. Or what the
yeah.
name
That's
is.
what we should do too, right? Like,
Guess in the comments what's happening there.
what did he
I just kind of
use?
ruined it actually.
You did a little bit. But hopefully they ain't
I
hear
did.
you.
I did that.
What did he use to make this? Because I'm sitting here like, all right, we could do anything in the VeVeVerse. I get that, but that don't mean it's gonna look like this. You know what I'm saying? Like the color discoloration going on. Like, what collectible did he use to make this? That's the question. Man, so you got a couple of Darth Vaders.
Yeah. Kind of. I like the right there on the right at the lower right. What that
Yes.
is that's one of the lights. One of the. I think it's a roof or a spotlight. If you scale it up real big, it gives you red lights and white lights and stuff. So a little tip.
Get out of here. What? Because I know which one this is. This is like the stage light, right?
Yeah, it's like the stage light. Yep.
Yo, I was thinking about that one day and I never got back to it. But I was like, I wonder if I flip it to the back if it's like accurate, like to what it should be. Yo, that's crazy though. It almost looks like I don't know, like a droid or something itself.
Yeah, right. Like it fits perfectly there. Like it was.
It does because the color, yeah. You're like me, man. I pay attention to color matching and all of that stuff, man. Awesome attention to detail, my man.
Thank
You
you so
got
much.
right pieces to make it happen. Wait a minute. Because I was just looking at my my Obi-Wan and he don't look like this, man. They made him look better in the VeVeVerse. Because his lightsaber doesn't even glow like this on the app, on the regular app. It's not this color.
Yeah, he looks really great.
Wow. I mean, to certain degrees, to keep it real with you, I think that his face rendering was a little better on the app version.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's way more better. It's just better. All right, so who's missing? Did something sell? Who's missing here?
Nope. I don't have anything there yet. That's probably going to be, maybe a Mandalorian or something like that. I'm not quite sure.
You just brought up someone I was thinking about all this time we've been on here. Mandalorian. So question is, did you go for the drop today?
I did not. I was at work when it happened, and by the time I opened up the app and looked, Grogu was sold out, and I knew I could get the other ones at any time. Yeah. And frankly, I've got other things on my radar that are priority. So for now, it is on hold until at the right time or the right price. It's either the right time or the right price, right?
Right. I would say the right time was right after the drop. People were letting them go, and then the prices started going up. Um, this drop, I was kind of worried that I was gonna sleep through it or just have a problem, so I waitlisted last night, and I used the prepaid option, and that pretty much saved my behind, man.
Oh,
I woke up
nice.
like, what'd you say?
So that's awesome, man. I should have thought about that using that prepaid version.
Yeah, man, that's the new wave now, especially like. Might as well if you got the gems, just get it out the way, join the pre-list, and yeah, just do it that way, man. So I got lucky in that regard. I mean, it didn't sell out immediately, I don't think. Plus, the app was having some sort of issues. See, this is the droid I want right here, bro. This one
Yeah,
isn't cheap, right? This is the one that's not cheap.
it's like $55, I think, right now.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, I think it's like 55 or $60, and there's not very many of them, so they're
Right. I
they're gonna
know
get
there
really
was one
expensive
that
for
was up there at one point.
it.
This
WED, it's the WED droid with all the arms or whatever. That thing's like $250.
That might, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Oh man,
Yeah.
yo, you know who I just realized we didn't get?
Hmm.
Um, what was the droid's name from the first Mandalorian series?
Oh,
That
I
was
have no idea.
he was rolling around. He had the guns. He was like a gunslinger. He was crazy.
Oh, he was kind of an IG-88 style.
Yeah, yeah.
I know who you're talking about, but yeah, he was awesome. He'd be great.
Yo,
He'd be
see,
a great
that's the
character.
type of stuff I wanted when they announced this Mando drop. I was like, okay, if they're gonna give us 5 pieces, give me like drastically different, you know what I'm saying, or complementary pieces that go with at least season one, let's say.
Right.
Like, and they kind of tapped into that with the armorer. I get it. It could have also been Boca. It could have been all types of different. It could have been the guy that was riding on the, you know what I'm saying, the Tinkerer dude, the Tinkerer guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they had a lot of different ways they could have went with it. They could have broke it down and did a season one versus a season two, season three. We got vehicles, we got the slave one. You know, I still want Han Solo cryogenically frozen, looking like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you could milk me for a lot of money, VV. I don't even know it. Like
Yeah,
so
the
I'm
Han
just
Solo
lucky.
carbonate would be fantastic.
Yes, I'm just lucky they're slow rolling this stuff. I'm lucky that they gave me Jawas for $10. I'm lucky that we have all of these pieces on these drops for $10. You know what I'm saying? Speaking
For sure.
of, let me just switch tabs real quick. Um, I want to keep the VeVeVerse open because we do have some more spaces we're gonna go back out and chat. But speaking of VV and these drops, man, I just real quick, I wanted to talk about this with you. Let's go back real quick to Star Wars: The Trooper series, right? So I saw you got a couple of those. Did you go for the actual drop, or did you grab those on the market? What did you do for those?
I actually did the drop. I gave myself an assigned amount of money. I said I can
Right,
spend X amount on the drop, and I just
right,
kept hitting buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now.
exactly,
And what I got was what I got, which was I got like just an odd number of each one of the most common ones. I didn't get anything special or unique or cool. No low mint numbers, nothing. Like just so now I'm gonna DCA once again, and I'm gonna pick up like all the troopers I have. I'm gonna double their amount while they're
yes,
$2 or $3 or whatever.
that's what I'm trying to do too. Were you anticipating it counting as a set by just getting the three? Did you know that was going to count as a set?
I didn't know that was going to count as a set. I thought you'd have to have all of them, but I'm
Right.
happy that it did count as a set. And I did pick up the red and white one, the
Ooh,
night trooper or whatever, just
yeah.
because. And I probably will not ever. I mean, I hate to say ever, but I have no desire. No, like they're not high on the list to pick up the ones with the guns pointed out or the hands pointed out. Like it's just not high on the list for me.
Interesting. Right. I feel you because those are the special edition. Only the special editions do that, right? Have
Yeah,
that pose.
only the special editions have that pose.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel you. I
and
feel you.
it's not that important to me.
It's not, man. This thing right here with the cracked armor. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's pretty
goodness.
sick. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Oh, and I saw the price, and I just said, Grogu, I gotta pick and choose. I gotta go for Grogu, man. I gotta hold it out, man. You know, the market is not marketing like it used to. You can't just go in there and drop 5 to 10 collectibles on the market and wake up 24 hours later and at least one sold. Nah, right
Right.
now it's so much on there. It's like a drop in the ocean. I don't even know how people are gonna find what I have collected other by listing on the feed, which I don't mind doing because now that's part of a whole, MCP challenge. We got challenges going on and all of that stuff on the app. So it's kind of cool, from that regard. But yeah, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. We also had what else do we got? We got okay, so as far as the Mandalorian collection, you said you missed the drop,
Yeah.
and then you went and so you just right now just playing the market, you're just keeping your eye, or you did grab up some.
And my payday is next Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you just got to see where things land at that point in time, right?
When next Friday hits, I will be picking up probably the at least the standard Grogu, the standard Mandalorian, and I'll be very much going through. I'm going to just spin the dial on that Pod Racer series to get as many as I can of that one as well. I look at those as strong pieces to use to build with, right? You got these basic like rocket shapes with rust and different elements and things like that. Like I'm so looking forward to building some spaces using those pieces of those pod racers.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you too, especially with the last one, the Mandalorian diorama. Did you are you planning on targeting the dioramas on drops, or are you gonna wait for the market? Or how do you feel about these dioramas? Do you feel like they're almost more important for you to have than the actual pieces within the dioramas because of your building and stuff? Or
Like the Mandalorian diorama does not impress me a great deal. If I didn't have that, it wouldn't be the worst thing. That'd be one that, I can either live without. Now the
right,
one for the pod racers, the that one is one that I will absolutely buy. And I would also like to buy 3 or 4 of the Galactus dioramas. Like there's some
yeah,
dioramas I want more than one of, and
I
there's some
agree.
that I don't want any of. So
I
it's
agree.
I think that's all up to the person and what they kind of, I think that's a great space to build on right there. Like I think that I like that.
Right, I know what you're saying. Yeah, because it's kind of iconic. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Now these are two. Is this a picture of the same thing? Yeah, it is a picture of the same thing. Um, because what this is making me also think about too is how I could interconnect them with what we already got, like the Tatooine, the Homestead. They all
Yeah,
have a similar vibe.
that the pit droid is a must. That's a must
Oh
have
my
for
God,
me.
why is he the secret rare? You're killing me.
Yeah, that's a must have for me.
Damn. For me, is this the same droid that transforms into like an ashtray or something
Yep,
wild?
yep. It pops down. Yep.
Yeah.
Boom.
I would say that I would probably be breaking my neck to get it if it was animated. And I still am not downplaying its significance just because it's not animated, but animated stuff always takes precedence for me.
Yeah, it would have been
And a
nicer with
character
it.
like that that's attached to such a notable animation happening with it, it just needs that for me to go crazy for. I've been pulling up these pods on my phone because on the web app you can't see any previews of the 3D collectibles, so I'm pulling it up on my phone, and I'm noticing that even though these pods are named after the characters, like Anakin's pod racer, Sebulba,
Suburbans.
when
Yeah.
you zoom in, those seats are empty. So I have a slight little issue with that because I thought like I was gonna have Anakin in there with his little goggles on and his helmet. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that's what I was getting, but
Well,
not
you're gonna have to buy that.
right. But it's
Wait,
not available.
you're
So
gonna have
that's
to put more money
this
later.
is like you all over again selling me kit with no Michael Knight and no trailer and no the other older white dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta pull into the trailer, B. I need the whole experience. You can't just give me kit. It's like
Right.
you selling me the Ghostbusters vehicle with no diorama and no way to pull my vehicle up into. I need the New York City fire station, bro. I need that, you know what I'm saying? I need to pull out with I need to pull out.
Well, what I would
So
say that this probably means is that within probably 6 to 8 months from now, when they do another
right,
Star Wars drop, it's
exactly.
probably going to be
Exactly.
Anakin Sabogo. Okay.
I get it. I get it. So you're trying to milk me. I get it. Milk it, right? But
No, of
for,
course.
for all of this, like you might as well have just done it relatively together while you're all in Star Wars month because it adds more invigoration to know for a fact that I can buy them and put them together and that I have to do that and that financially I need to prepare myself to do that. A lot of this stuff with mystery stuff and blind boxes is like, yo, people at the point where their money's so tight, they don't mind spending the money. They just want to know beforehand what they need to do. Like, I need to know how I need to be moving and how much money I need, like,
Right.
so it's not that I don't want to participate or that I wouldn't support, but I need to know what I'm facing. And when you have so many other things going on, holding back any element of it and letting me know there's a surprise still left to be announced is going to make me move differently towards everything else if I have a limited amount of funds, right? So I don't believe personally in the age of keeping us in suspense, quote unquote. I don't think now's the time for that right now. I think it might be time to
I don't know.
just
I think that's part of the allure and part of the, that's the interesting thing about NFTs, right? Is that, there is a certain mint amount or, whatever. And you may not know what your mint number is going to be ever, right? Like as long as you're minting something on the blockchain, it is individual and unique and identified as such, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I think those are things to consider as well.
Right. Now, Swampy here, my brother,
Hmm.
he just made a statement, which is where my brain then traveled to. After I went through all of those things that I said, this is where my brain went to. I said, well, wait a minute. Dan's vision is still us racing stuff. And it wouldn't make sense for you to affix a character in the seat if I'm able to take my avatar and sit in here and race it. So
Right.
again, my vision, full vision, is first person mode. You know what I'm saying? Being able to climb into the
It's your
vehicle.
pod racer. Yeah,
Yes.
you own it. It's your pod racer for sure.
Right. So exactly what Swampy's saying is what the fact that they didn't put the character in there made me think again. My character's gonna go in here one day, bro. Just like the Lambos, just like the skateboards, just like all of this stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you wouldn't want to view that in VR and walk up to it and have a little boy in there, would you? Like you,
Ah, who the hell is in my seat? Get your ass out
yeah, get out of here.
of here.
Anakin,
Well,
dumb shit.
maybe.
Get out of my chair.
Thanks for keeping it warm, youngster. Nah. Well, maybe I can make a scene where Batman is piloting a pod racer. That would be crazy.
That would be
Hey
crazy.
man, I was gonna bring up a character I want to see, but I'm gonna reserve that for later when I ask you a question in a little while.
All right.
Um, hey man, vegan things, thank you for coming through. Said thumbs up. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, vegan
Appreciate
things,
you.
how are you?
Yeah, man, that's the fam right there. I got all the fam in here, man. You guys are keeping me energized, keeping me going. Got Brian here, you know what I'm saying? And we are just chopping it up. Right now, we're just talking about some of the latest drops going on VV Official right now. We are in the month of May. Star Wars month. It's a whole lot going on the app. Let's talk some more. Let's talk some more. What is your feelings on the Star Wars Trooper Helmets collection?
I think the most compelling thing about the Trooper Helmets collection is that it says, in partnership with Lucasfilm right within the description, right? And that's
Mhm.
something that we haven't, I don't think, seen before. I could be mistaken on that. Like I'm not 100%, but this was
I had
really
a
brought up
question
a
about
lot of
that.
attention.
I had a question about that, right? Because you 80s kid like me. What about Labyrinth, right? Because wasn't Labyrinth
Mhm.
technically part of Lucasfilms? Or
I don't
was
know if
that
that's
no,
Steven,
that's
I
part
think
of
it's Steven
Henson.
Smith.
That's part of
Mhm.
Henson, right?
Jim Henson. Yeah, Jim
Yeah,
Henson
that's
did
Henson.
Labyrinth.
Henson, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's Jim
okay.
Henson. Yeah.
So maybe we don't have, but see, this is what bothers me, right? Is we say that Lucasfilm, okay, we got it right here, we got it right here.
Yeah. See,
Lucasfilm,
that's it. And if you look at the pod racers, it doesn't say that. And if you look at the other things, it doesn't say that. So the helmets are the only ones that say Lucasfilm on it.
interesting.
And I
Let's see.
thought that was fascinating. And I wonder, how much of how much heavier their hand was in the design or development of that particular.
Wait,
Um,
look,
oh,
Lucasfilm.
it does say Lucasfilm there.
Yeah, I think that was the whole thing, was that they were involved with all of this stuff to make sure all of it was on point.
Look at the helmet. Look at the helmet piece, like the verbiage that they put in there. Just scan through that real quick.
The Stormtrooper, this one in Stormtrooper Series 1, because it's different series.
Yeah, yeah. Scroll down further. And further. I guess that's it. Maybe it might have been a different article or something that I was reading on it, but Lucasfilm was far more prominent within the descriptions of something I had read.
I think it's for the other one, the one that opens up, maybe. Yeah, it's for
Yeah,
the one.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. It's the one that opens up. You're
This one?
100% correct. Yep, that one.
This one.
That one.
But even though the verbiage may not be in this specific article we're looking at, I think the one you're talking about was before they gave us any drop details. It was that first ad that went out and blog that went out. It was in that
Yeah, it might have
copy.
been.
It was
Might
in
have
a
been.
copy. Yeah, it was in that copy, like going around Twitter, their Twitter posts and all that. But
Yep.
yeah, man, it's definitely official. I mean, what's your feelings on the because we it's I had to really process this and realize that it's different series, you know, because series 1 is all of these
Right. You got your standard and
white,
dark
black,
trooper.
white, red. It's the same as 3, but
Right.
3 has been affected, negatively impacted. Because 2 is the cross section helmet, and then 3 is the same as, the same ones we got in series 1, but they are damaged.
Yeah, I love that Skywalker lightsaber burn. It's
I do.
amazing.
My only question is, do I want to burn Darth Vader and spend 5 gems to basically have a Vader lightsaber put through the head of a helmet?
I don't know if I would do that one. Burn the Rancor to craft that.
It's
Burn
rough.
the Jawa to craft that. Yeah, I don't know if I'd craft any of those. I really don't.
It's rough.
I
And
mean,
10 gems.
certain.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Uh,
it's the burn effect. What I would like better is if they said, hey, for you owning this, because you own and hold this, to do this only costs 5 gems and you still keep your collectible. But I also understand them going back and trying to burn some of the supplies that were kind of high.
yeah, no, I think it's a good move. I think it's a
Right.
good move. I've got a couple extra Jawa 3, so that was an easy one. But I really I'm less interested in that. I don't even have a single Skywalker lightsaber. I don't think.
Me either.
And that's one I would like to get. I'd have to buy two of them, one to burn and one to keep.
Exactly. So it's
And that's
from their perspective, it's a multi-pronged activity. It could invigorate market sales,
yeah,
affect remaining supplies, which then also affects market sale price. All of these things, it's very smart. I like the way it's all moving. I
the
just
Rancor one is awesome, but I mean I'd have a hard time buying a Rancor for 40 or 50 bucks and burning it for that helmet. Like
exactly.
I'd really struggle with that. I feel better paying 40 or 50 bucks for the helmet. Just you know what I mean? Like if I wanted it, like.
But that's the question, though: is someone who goes through all of these motions gonna even let it go for 40?
Yeah, I don't. Right?
That's the
No,
question, because
no,
it's gonna be so scarce to degrees.
for
It's,
sure.
it's
For
basically
sure.
saying the more that people embellish in this, the more scarce the other items become, and
For
then at
sure.
the same time, even though they are engaging in it, it could still technically still be scarce because not that many people overall engage in it. So it could, it still comes back to like you can only sell it for what someone's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna engage in burning an item for one of these helmets, you have to make sure that you're trying to sell it at a price that makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say? So
For
yeah,
sure.
it's a lot you got to weigh out. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't know if it's the best situation for them to put us in with. I don't know if
I
it's
kind of I kind of
yeah,
feel like these are just kind of additional, like, they've already designed the helmets for all the characters, right? Like, so like the effort was already done, right?
right.
When they did the stormtrooper drop, the model is already done. It's just a matter of adding a special effect to that model, and
Yeah,
that's kind of that. So in terms of R&D and time and what it takes to
yeah.
make that not a lot for this
They don't
one,
have
but it's
nothing to
cool.
lose.
It's super
Right,
cool.
right. They have nothing to lose by doing it. That's for sure.
Right, right.
Because you're just adding another couple of layers of you know effects or whatever it is, and I look at because like we do have Vader lightsaber on the app, right? A regular one.
I don't think there's a Vader's lightsaber on the alone, only with Vader.
Oh,
So
oh,
I mean, like the Vader lightsaber thing doesn't make a lot of sense to me, unless I mean, like, is the Vader lightsaber one the only one that comes with a lightsaber going through the helmet? Because that's dumb, right?
it is. It's the only one with the actual lightsaber in it. And if this is the only way we have a Vader lightsaber, that would be not good. It'd be interesting, but not good.
I mean, and
Um,
especially if it's stuck in a stormtrooper's helmet for some reason,
right.
right?
And I don't even understand conceptually why Vader's saber
It
would be
would,
going through.
especially at that angle and trajectory.
Yeah, that's almost like a execution
Deal,
style
yeah, dealing
situation.
down, right? You're dealing down, and just
Yeah,
like, yeah, you
yeah. So
failed. You failed your Lord Vader. We're gonna cut to
you
your
left your
stormtrooper.
post. Yeah, you left your post too early. What's up, Digital Vibes?
What's up?
Man, got a lot of the fam in the house, man. But yeah, it definitely made me start thinking outside the box a little bit, man. Um man, time is flying by, Brian. I don't want to keep you too long. I wanted to at least do this within 2 hours. So technically we would have 15 minutes left. I don't know if you're cool with running over that by a couple more minutes. But just let me know what you want to do, man.
I'm actually, I've kind of got to get rolling as soon as we wrap up here, probably at the 2 hour mark. I've got to eat soon or I'm gonna
Yes,
perish.
I'm totally famished, bro. I got food literally next to me and I'm just smelling it the whole time and I can't do
Yeah,
nothing about it. So
I'm
yeah, I
really.
feel you on that. Digital Bob said, I like the burn mechanic. Forces people to think about the decision instead of no burn equaling everybody instant dumps. Wow,
Right,
great
for
point,
sure.
man. And I think that's exactly why pieces like Grogu today is holding up because I'm trying to process like me going in and buying a Grogu for $70 and then turning around and be like, no, I don't want this, and I'm gonna sell it for less than I just paid for it. Like it's
Right.
weird, you know what I'm
The
saying?
whole
So
thing is it's crazy how that happens in the market. I just do not
yeah,
understand.
but I'll tell you why it happens is because most of the time it's a blind box. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And with them participating in a blind box and thinking the next drop's going to be a blind box, they're just cool with getting any percentage back so that they can spin the wheel again and maybe win the next time. Versus you making a conscious decision to go in and select a specific collectible and pay for it, and it's semi scarce. That combination I knew was not going to allow Grogu not to sell out, and he wasn't going below retail. So
Right.
I still don't technically understand why you even go in and buy a regular Mando or Grogu and turn around and still sell it for, and it's not sold out. So I get that part, but the sold out part is what I know would drive it upward. But people still not buying tons of Mandos or the regular Grogus is why I would think the retail should stay at box price or maybe just slightly below it, which I think it is. It's slightly below it, but I shouldn't be seeing a Mando out there for like 9 gems or something like that. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what are you
For
doing?
sure, because you're making an intent to purchase that item, right? So
Exactly.
I mean, it certainly does. I think the mixing and matching of both types of methods is probably the best way to keep moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I think they just gotta pay attention definitely to the drop mechanics, and they've been doing that on an excellent level lately. I think overall. Um
It
how
would
you
it would be nice, like with Elmon X has been doing really good with giving drops to people that are holders of certain items, and I think McFarlane does a pretty fair job at that as well, especially offering different perks and whatever. I would like to see VV do a better job of rewarding the people that are holding or interested in certain collectibles. Like I feel like as a Star Wars collector, with as much as I've invested in Star Wars, like I should be getting some kind of an airdrop, but
but is that on
that's
VV or is that on Disney and Star Wars to decide that they
yeah,
want to
sure. I'm
money
sure
on
it's a
dropping something for free?
multi-level. I'm sure it's a multi-level decision,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because it's their stuff. So they would be making a decision to actually spend money, hire 3D people, and make stuff just to give away for free. So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I think about these big corporations, I don't think about them ever doing anything for a loss.
Right,
And, that's where it gets a little, I don't depend on them to participate in our space in that way, is all I'll say. I And I don't expect anyone to reward me for buying something either. I understand that that's the nature that comes along in the quote unquote NFT space, but it's not anything I'm normal or used to, that I think is like, I've never bought a physical product and never expected them to give me anything for holding it. But I understand
yeah,
that's something that came along from the whole NFT world, which honestly, I'm not really from. You see what I'm saying? Like, I am, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of NFTs, but it's mainly just stuff I won. Like, I never really gravitated towards buying crypto, then transferring it to some wallet, then going over and buying some art from someone I've never heard of, but a bunch of people are flocking to it, and then people getting wallets drained and this and that, and like all of that turned me off, if anything. And I'm an artist type of person. I like to know who's behind what I'm buying. Like, I like to support the artist more than the art sometimes. And I felt like people were getting involved with this stuff for the wrong reasons. So I just stayed away from it and gravitated more towards this, just because it was fiat and it was all licensed. But
right.
but yeah, it's a place for all of it. But I just think it's certain expectations that people carry over from other things because they view it as the same space. But to me, it's not. Like, to me, this is like buying from Amazon. I don't expect nothing.
I got you. No, and I think that's a fair way to approach it. That's a fair expectation. I just feel like when it comes to the whole idea of why would you buy anything digital, right? Like why would you buy a digital item that
Mm-hmm.
you can't ever hold or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And I think utility is one of those main features, and utility can be lots of things, right? The utility
Right.
could be, with BB, it could be the ability to use that item in a game, or to use that in augmented reality, or use it in the VeVeVerse, or use it in any number of ways to tell a story, or whatever thing it might be, right? That
Mm-hmm.
utility might already be there, and that is the utility. There can
Right.
also be the utility of you know for owning the object, like with the fishies. I think the fishies project does a great job of rewarding their
Yes.
holders and airdropping things, and
Yes.
so does the Addiction Comics lately. Have been doing a real
Yes.
good job of rewarding people.
Yes.
Um, and I think that those projects are going to do better in the long run because of rewarding the people that are holding them.
Interesting. Interesting indeed, man. They could, I just think it's on those individuals to keep their IP alive. Because the
Yeah,
main problem is
for sure.
once nobody gives a shit, that's where you have a problem.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
the more that real life and economics and people not being in a good space on a day-to-day level financially or whatever, as long as those problems keep persisting and people don't get to a good place where they can afford to just worry about hobbies and worry about Spider-Man and stuff. But if you're worrying about bombs dropping or uncertainty,
Yeah,
that's
man, for
everything.
sure,
Because in
for
all those
sure.
things that really don't matter, like sports and all the stuff I'm in, you know what I'm saying? Like at certain points, certain stuff don't matter. When something happens to your health or your family. So as long as things are somewhere normal, you know what I'm saying, in the world, and we can get back to a good space, it'll allow all of this stuff to flourish more. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta, be in a good space as a
Yeah.
people, and we'll be all right, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. If you got a jet, I definitely understand. I'm gonna probably stay on stream actually a couple more minutes and run this giveaway. You know what I'm saying?
Of
Um,
course.
and just keep it rolling, man. But yo, man, it's been a pleasure. I'm hoping that we can do this again because we honestly time flew so much. I really wanted to get a lot of things established though, like really get to know you better as an individual and let the people get to know you. And for the next one, we'll get to cover more VeVeVerse spaces. We'll get to hop into mine. Maybe we'll pop in an empty space and build something together. That's
Yeah,
what's
that'd be
crazy
cool.
about the
That'd be
VeVeVerse,
super cool. Yeah.
right? So I got some of the collectibles you do too. So don't worry, no Stromos is there. That's the first thing we'll drop. That's the first thing we'll drop. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Um
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been just awesome. I've enjoyed my time so much, and yeah, this has been really really cool.
yeah,
So
it's been awesome, man. Same here, same here. I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to connect with you again, in the back channel some more, man. It's been just mad cool and a pleasure ever since we started talking and connecting, man. So I just want to keep it going, man. Mad cool individual, y'all. You can catch up with Brian. Definitely on his X page right here at Igor Avenue. You can give him a follow right there. If you're on IG, you could catch him on IG at B Carter 1010. And then you also said you had Igor Ave Studios for IG too.
I do, but I can't seem to. I don't. There should, if you search Igor Avenue on Instagram, it should show up there. But it's a
Okay.
terrible photo. I've never seen it that big before.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think I tried to too, and I was like, I don't think it's the street PFP sign. So I was like, I don't know if this is it or not. You don't want to follow like a fake account or anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. And you have a YouTube flowing as well? Like, are you gonna get back into YouTubing or doing
You
anything like
know, I'm not quite sure how this new, it's kind of a funny thing when you go from trying to launch a physical product and then
that?
kind of backing off from that and moving it to digital, right? Like I don't know
Yes.
where any of my supporters were that were there before kind of stand or are gonna
Right,
stand on that.
right,
So I'm kind of just I thought about it actually completely rebranding, but I just like the Igor Avenue Studios and the logo and all the like it just felt right to me on the packaging. Like when I looked at the Buds figure, the packaging and everything, like it feels right to me. So, I decided not to rebrand and um now it's trying to figure out what direction this thing goes and how do I bring some people along with me.
right. And before I let you go, last question too is, do you have a vision as far as like, you might have heard that VV is coming out with a content creator type of aspect to things. Is your IP something that you envision bringing to the app one day in one shape, way, shape, or form? However, you got to get in and fit in.
Well, I mean, I looked into a pro subscription for Cavernous, and it's like $500 a month. But I was basically instead of using on Cyber, I was gonna build because you can still you can obviously place NFTs and you can obviously import graphics and all that stuff into Cavernous. So I was gonna do that and build what you saw in the on Cyber platform in Cavernous.
Right.
But on Cyber is free and
Mm.
Cavernous is not. So therefore the cavernous won the or I'm sorry, on cyber kind of won that war,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Cyber does have a world builder. I have not spent a ton of time with it. I'm not feeling the mouse controls. Like there's things that I could probably change in the settings, and there's
Right.
stuff, but I got to get better with that before I'm going to feel good about building in there.
Yeah, understandable, definitely. Yeah, it's probably the same way as I feel in the VeVeVerse right now. Like I'm just trying to gain my footing and gain my
Yeah.
bearings, and then go from there, kind of.
Yeah,
Um,
when the mouse and keyboard combinations change, it changes everything. It's like,
yeah, exactly, man. Yo, but all right, my brother. Yeah, I'll let you go a little bit early, if anything. That way, you're always ahead of schedule. You know what I'm saying?
all right. Well, thank you so much. Anybody that's here and tuned in for the conversation, I appreciate you very much, and catch you online in the VeVeVerse.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna talk to you soon, Brian. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, man. So there you guys have it, man. We had Igor Avenue Studios on. Better yet, we have Brian on from Igor Avenue Studios, man. So yeah, man, we got a lot still going on. You know what I'm saying? One thing, you know, a lot going on with this Star Wars month of May. You know, we even got a comic coming with some exclusive covers. Got a whole lot coming, man. I'm pretty sure everybody that's here right now, watching this stream is on VV already, right? But if there is any slight chance you are not on the VV app already, you do want to scan that QR code on the screen right now, because your boy is officially an affiliate of VV. If you scan that code, it's going to basically take you on over to this page right here, and you're going to get a free 10 gems to start with, man. You know, compliments of VV Digital Collectibles, man, Dr. Strange, and all of the wonderful other affiliates out there with these links as well, man. And if you don't want to scan the QR code, you know, what you could do is just go down in the description area and you can hit the link there, you know what I'm saying? And it'll basically bring you over to that page right here, you know. Wait, let me make sure I'm sharing it. Let me make sure I'm sharing it. I don't feel like I'm sharing it. Yeah, I wasn't sharing it. I knew it, you know. Still getting my YouTubery game together, guys, you know what I'm saying? But this is where you're gonna wanna go, man. And like I said, man, there is a VV supported giveaway still going on right now on the channel on my last stacking and slacking video, which I'm going to pull up for you guys right here. It is for Avengers 195 first cameo appearance of Taskmaster, you know. And I'm going to draw the winner actually within the next 5 minutes. So it's officially 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my end. So at 10:05, within 5 minutes, I'm going to draw the winner via the YouTube random comment picker right here. We're going to get that popping, you know? So yeah, man, let me know what you guys are up to, man. It's great. It's Saturday night, man. We just had an awesome drop with Grogu, Mando. I'm not complaining at all, you know. I'm happy with it. I just happened to get an inkling that I wasn't gonna make it this morning, man. I don't know why. Something just told me to you know, just join the wait list. It was like 1 a.m. or something. And then I also did the prepay option. Just did it that way, man. And when I woke up, I was maybe 10 minutes late from the drop. So I'm hopping in, you know, Millie Space. I'm hopping on YouTube. And I'm just seeing everybody talking about the app is having issues. So I'm like, oh my God, I hope I got it. You know what I'm saying? I said, but then I said to myself, if anyone got any of them, it had to be the people that pre-listed, you know, or joined the wait list early. So I figured I had a good chance, man. Eventually, maybe 10, 20 minutes after that point, the app started, you know, getting a little better and loading up and working. And then I saw I had a Grogu in the stash, man. So I was definitely elated at that. And yeah, man, I'm gonna hold it down, man. Gotta hold down the Grogu. I would really like to get another one. You know, I like the Grogu in the pod, man. That's just so dope. So dope. Just trying to get into VV right now. If I can. Let me see. Yeah, it's letting me in. It's letting me in. So we can share that tab. Go to my collection. And there he is, man. And as you guys can see lately, all the additions to my collection have been Star Wars stuff. That's it, man. I'm just totally, yeah. And before that, Predator poster, the addiction logo. Couldn't get the gold. Could not get the gold. Did any of you guys get the gold addiction logo? That's the question, man. That's the question. So yeah, man. And then we had a nice little comic drop last Wednesday, in real life. It was our free comic book day in real life. And I wasn't able to make it to any LCSs that day. So again, I was totally elated that VV had my back by giving us free comic book day on the VV Comics website on the digital side of things. So I was still able to grab these up, man, and still read them. The cover artist for Marvel's Voices is no, sorry, not the cover artist, I meant to say. I believe he is also associated with our last, Edwin Galman, him right here, this cover artist. He also did the cover for the Avengers that we just got. Avengers 195. He did the ultra rare, which you could see right there. And he has some really distinctive artwork, man. Like, he's done a lot with DC as well. Many, many covers. So yeah, check him out. You could Google his name, and if you go into images, it'll pop up like all of his work, and definitely amazing artist, man. Edwin Galman. So check him out, man. So we got about 2 minutes left. If you have not entered the giveaway within the next 2 minutes, forever hold your peace, because I'm about to draw the winner shortly, man. Very shortly. So yeah, man. I guess tomorrow. And I gotta say too, I've seen some AR pictures of just the regular Grogu here. The amount of detail is insane. His eyes look like all glossy and glassy and real. You know what I'm saying? I'm personally on the hunt for the standard Din Djarin. I want that. You know what I'm saying? Bounty hunter status. I wouldn't mind having the best car armor one, but I'm gonna go with the standard version, man. Can't go wrong. That's the original one that I fell in love with. You know what I'm saying? That's the original outfit that I saw. So that's what I'm gonna go with, man. So it is now officially 10:05 Eastern Standard on the PM side here in New York. So what I'm gonna do is head on over to the Stacking or Slacking video. Got a couple of comments that I'm not going to be able to count like VV, but I will leave a like on that. We got new tactics in here. We got Shanks to Ronnie Lido. JP610 Majan is in here. Hobie168, who just went on my last video. Thanks for the content. Fam, hit the like, y'all. Jay Torres, appreciate you. Yes, Richard is in there. He said ultra rare. Give me the ultra rare, man. Don't play it around. So I'm gonna copy this URL. I'm going to come over here to the comment picker. And I'm gonna paste that in right there. I'm gonna hit fetch and then include replies. Yes. No, don't include replies, because I'm the only one that made replies. So here we go. Good luck to everybody who has entered 11 comments. We're going to pick a winner right now. Good luck. The winner is VV Digital Collectibles, but VV Digital Collectibles, you've already won, so you can't win. Let's pick another winner. Who is it? It's going to be New Tactics. Oh, man, that's what's good right there, man. He said, thanks for the background. So this is making extra and man, I thought that piece of cover that the fam did right there. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. New Tactics is the winner of the VV supported giveaway going on that video and on the channel, man. So appreciate him leaving a comment. I appreciate all you guys leaving comments, liking and sharing the videos, man, and supporting the channel, supporting your boy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my guest today, Brian from Igor Avenue Studios. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, man. I'm going to be looking to do more of these. Come on, live stream as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up with you guys. You're going to see me back in the Doctor Strange VeVeVerse of Madness, jumping in and out of portals, visiting different people's spaces, you know what I'm saying, and hanging out, man, and making content and all that good stuff as usual, man. So appreciate all you guys coming in, man. So with that said, man, I'm going to roll out the same way I rolled in, man. I'm going to roll out with the intro made for the fam, Igor Avenue, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into it, man. So, yeah, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. Your man, Dr. Strange, All Things Strange is out.
Grayson Parzoon, Star Wars in the air. Mando and Grogu, adventures lay bare. From the streets to the screens, our culture ignites. Unleashing those collectibles, bringing them to life. When he talks about his bills, you can feel his spark. In the VVs, he's leaving his mark. Dropping out the knowledge, dropping gems, hear the crowd roar. Igor Avenue rep, yo. We diving deep in the realm. Dr. Strange at the helm, got Brian from Igor Avenue. Yeah, he's running the realm, building spaces in the VVs. A visionary man, collecting art with a passion. Watch the master plan, from Master Pinhead. Harvest finest, no doubt. To Star Wars troopers, yeah, that's what it's all about. Bring some parts, zooming in. Mando and Grogu vibes. Digital collectible stacking, that's how the game survives. Yeah, welcome to the show, we break it down the scenes. All things strange, living out our dreams. Dr. Strange at the mic, got the vision so vivid. Today we're chilling with Brian, created infinite. From Igor Avenue, with magic made. Crafting builds in the VVs, he ain't never afraid. Let's talk about the canvases, the colors that he's chosen. Master Pinhead, horror love is frozen. He's dropping knowledge like jewels. Every word's got weight, collecting art like treasures. Man, ain't it great?